Hi there, it's John from Commercial Real Estate Online. Welcome to the program. This is the program on YouTube where I like to share specific information to help brokers and agents around the world cover off on the market opportunities that are out there. And of course, this is a changing property market. There are plenty of things going on out there that you can tap into. It is good to have a changing market. Of course, the market has been very active over the last couple of years. It's now going into a new cycle, and that is a massive opportunity for agents that get organised and focus into certain things. So that is the story behind this particular matrix that I'd like to take you into. I'll do this in segments because there's a lot of information within this matrix which will help you over time. In fact, there's too much in one session, so to speak, so I'm going to break it down into different sections for you. So this particular matrix, I'd urge you to cover off on the particular topics, the topics that I've detailed here. There are 10 specific topics. Skills that you need to develop, the territory that you need to define, the marketing activities that are required in this changing market, the activities that you can get underway and build your real estate business around, the client base that is very lucrative in this ongoing changing cycle and how you can tap into it, the listings that are out there and how you work with listings today to get more from your listing activity. Number 7, the results that you can achieve and should track so that you know where you're going when it comes to real estate activities. I'll give you some personal skills to refine over time, and I'll also give you some tips regards your services in brokerage and how you can improve those services. And lastly, I'll show you how to develop the right goals and the right targets to work with as a broker or an agent in your location. So they are the topics of the videos to follow through. And today's video, I'm going to go down into the skills that you need to build on as being a top agent in a changing market. Now, of course, our website for more tips for you, the website is commercial-realestate-training.com. Visit there and pick up on all the ideas to help you with your real estate business. So, as I've said, this is the matrix. Each particular topic that I go into through the sequence, I'll take you deeply into these issues and how they can help you achieve more results as a broker or an agent in your location around the world, wherever you may be. And indeed, the audience for the program is very large, so you'll get some good tips from this program to help you in your location. So let's go into the skills topic. And from the skills topic, you can make a note of all of these things. Most particularly, skills to develop. Checklists will help you. Your communication skills, being verbal, across the telephone, in meetings. Also the documentation process that you can implement in your location to make sure you're listing correctly, marketing correctly, and documenting all of the results from meetings. There's also some strategies that you can develop to find deals off market, and I'll take you into that as well. And also the marketing processes as an individual that you can apply to your location and your activities each week to get more market share. You also need to be a good negotiator, so there's a few things there that I need to share with you. I would encourage every agent to develop points of difference. As a sales or a leasing agent, property management's different, so I'm focusing on sales and leasing in this particular program. And there's also some tips in presenting I'll take you into. Prospecting technology, we've got plenty of that, and also a toolbox of skills to apply in your activities. So, the skills, let's look at the first one in this particular video, the checklists. What can you do? You can develop checklists to inspect properties correctly. Also, the marketing of those properties. How to capture property details and inspections. And to be a systemized agent in your location. So those particular things are high on the agenda when it comes to getting anywhere in brokerage. So let's go into this particular one, inspecting properties correctly and having a checklist for that. So I would recommend you consider all of these things. Number 1, do a preliminary walkthrough of the property yourself, perhaps with a client. When you do that, you can review the strengths and weaknesses that apply to the property, so you know how you can work through those things. The strengths will obviously help you with the marketing. The weaknesses will be something that you'll need to address. As you walk through, take plenty of photos, because the photos will help you rethink, replan, and of course market the property as well, but the photos will help you understand how you see it, how others will see it, and you can review those photos. Generally, when I inspect a property, I would take 20 or 30 photos myself, with no intention of using those photos for any other reason but to review the property myself and think about it later. Now, as you're meeting with the client as part of the listing process, take plenty of notes. That's critical, because things will be said, things will be agreed, and questions will arise. That's where notes are so important. And I would encourage you to use a notebook. At the end of the day, the notebook can be entered into some online cloud-based note-taking system. And Google Keep and also Evernote are very good for that. Evernote particularly, and if you're a serious agent, consider getting Evernote the professional version. So let's go further. When you look at a property and inspect a property, you have to assess the risk and the exposure that the property presents to a buyer, be that a business owner who may be buying the property for their own particular use, or maybe it's a situation of an investor who's buying the property. There'll be risk and exposure elements coming through that. Think about it. So that's walking through the property. Look at those things to understand and make notes about. So when you've done that, the next point is getting full supporting documentation. You need those things. It may be a lease, it may be a plan of the property, it could be other associated occupancy documents. But you've got to investigate everything. Maybe the building code satisfaction documents, anything applying to what you need to do with that property, lease it or sell it. Review the improvements for functionality and how they may suit a purchaser, be it a business owner or an investor. And ask about code and safety compliances with that property, because there may be some areas of concern regards code compliance. Building codes, safety codes. When in doubt, ask more questions. Sometimes the owners of the property are not very diligent when it comes to code and safety compliance. Then look at the zonings and the permitted use for the property and understand that the zonings and the property use are correctly aligned, because if they're not, you've got a problem. Then, of course, get copies of all the leases and the titles and other ownership documents and occupancy documents. When you've done all of that, you've inspected the property quite thoroughly. Maybe there are some other things that you can go through as well, and that's quite okay. Every property is unique. Office, industrial and retail, it's all unique. And a checklist will help you inspect properties correctly. So I would encourage you to particularly consider the strategies behind inspecting a property, because when you do it correctly, you can certainly go through this list and you can do things in the right way, in the right particular order. So inspecting properties correctly, it's a strategic process. Make sure you've got it covered. So that's the list, and I will help you with these things and all the others in the videos that follow. So thanks for listening today. This is John Hyman from Commercial Real Estate Online. Don't forget to visit the website at commercial-realestate-training.com, and I'll help you there with more ideas around your skills, your strategies, and your ideas in commercial real estate sales, leasing, and property management. Catch you soon.